You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Live. Well, few celebrity court cases ever moved the dial. I believe the most famous is the one we're going to talk about, which is, of course, O.J. Simpson. Of course, the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, if I remember correctly. And, of course, I remember the Bronco chase. They broke in during the NBA Finals. A lot of people remember that. And it was the biggest story of 1994, if I remember correctly. And O.J. Simpson was recently on parole, and now he's off parole. Okay, and Nicole Brown's sister has come out and made some comments about the fact that she believes in redemption, but just not for O.J. Simpson, which is completely understandable. And she also talks about a little bit about the fact that I guess Hollywood has a reputation of still wrapping their loving arms around real scumbags. We see it all the time, right? Out in Hollywood. And she's hoping that for the sake of her sister and everything O.J. Simpson may have done, still one of the most unbelievable court rulings ever, in light of everything he may have done, that post-parole, that Hollywood gives O.J. Simpson a double middle finger. It would certainly seem deserving, but knowing Hollywood, who the hell actually knows what they'll do? Not exactly the highest of moral compasses in Hollywood. Hope Hollywood shuns him post-parole, says Nicole Brown's sister. And I think the biggest part of this, the biggest story in this, is the redemption comment. The juice is officially on the loose now that he's off parole early. And one person who isn't very happy about it is the sister of his slain ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson. O.J. Simpson has been released into society without a parole officer's supervision. Is a huge downer for Tanya Brown, who tells TMZ the guy who doesn't deserve a second chance, especially not in Hollywood, where she thinks he'll attempt a professional comeback. I can't imagine. I just, even with the scumbags that Hollywood lets back in, I don't know. Maybe. Tanya says she usually believes most folks ought to get a shot at redemption, but for her, OJ's not in that category. Completely understandable. Not only because he was found liable for killing her sister, but also because she said he hasn't shown any remorse whatsoever. Of course, OJ still believes he's on the hunt for the real killer. He also hasn't done much to show he's changed, according to Tanya, who insists Simpson probably doesn't think he's done anything wrong. I truly believe that. When you see him talk, man, he seems completely disconnected to it. It's because of his enormous ego that Tanya believes he will beeline it for Tinseltown, but she's praying L.A. power players will continue to shun him, just like they did in the wake of his 95 acquittal. While Tanya says she has no control over who embraces him, she is really hoping Hollywood elites don't even think of welcoming him back. But the cynic in her is sort of doubtful. In Tanya's eyes, L.A. has a bad rep when it comes to honoring women, and she tells us she wouldn't be surprised if they take O.J. in with open arms. That'd be a true shame, according to her, because she says O.J. not only killed Nicole, but mistreated her well before that, citing multiple reported incidents of abuse. Bottom line, if O.J. shows up in town and isn't run back out, she'll never set foot in Hollywood again. I got to be honest with you, Tanya. I'd probably be getting the hell out of Hollywood anyway. I mean, let's just be real there, okay? again, those people don't have exactly the highest of moral compasses. Now, we remember O.J. not only was a great professional football player, but O.J. was incredibly talented on screen. He was. Everybody remembers him on the NBC sports coverage of NFL. We remember him as Nordberg in all the Naked Gun movies. And he was incredibly charismatic, and he was unbelievably hilarious in those Naked Gun movies. But I just don't see even Hollywood, unless it's some scumbag of a producer. I can't see anybody actually, all of a sudden, because he's off parole. I mean, they could have used him this whole time. I don't know that that's going to change a lot of things. I certainly understand where she's coming from, because I wouldn't want to see the sumbitch get a second chance either. So, to me, the real story here is her saying, I normally believe in redemption, but not for O.J. It's clear Tanya Brown has not forgiven O.J. for his potential sins. I hate that I have to word it that way. I think we all pretty much know what happened there, but that's the way I got to word it nonetheless. Tell me what you think, Black and White Live fans. Is O.J. going to get a gig in Hollywood? I say no. I think he'll continue to get shunned in Hollywood. And I wouldn't forgive him either. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.